What's going on, my fellow sports car collectors? My name is Lee Wilson, coming from Dallas, Texas, and I want to say thank you for watching my very first video here on YouTube. The journey's just getting started. What better time to start around the holiday season? I want to go ahead and say happy holidays, Merry Christmas to my watchers that are out there. Watch this video for the first time. What you can expect here from the channel, it's going to be me sharing my passions. One of them is going to be within sports car collecting, as you can see when I gave that shout out to the sports car collectors out there. And then also another passion that I have is going to be sneakers. And what kind of work the sneakers in there. But for right now, I really want to focus on the sports cars and how I'm just excited to get back into this hobby. It was something that I collected when I was younger, kind of just fell off, but then kind of saw a way as getting back into the hobby and trying to just pick up people that I actually want to collect, maybe some cars that we can flip here along the way, and just the research that you can put in here, just finding some gems and some steals. So I definitely want to share that. The very first video today, I'm going to share some things that I picked up recently here on eBay. One of them that I'm really excited to show. I was really excited to show it. Did I overpay for it? Maybe we'll see. I think a lot of people will like the player that's out there. Recently got injured this year, so hopefully, picking these cards up now, if he can come back strong and healthy in the following seasons to come, that it'll be a worthwhile pickup for the price that I got them at. So definitely excited to show that to you guys. And then also some other things that I got in the mail. And then last but not least, we're gonna break open a baseball repack that I picked up from Walgreens. Have heard about these things, have seen a few, picked up a few myself, and just really gonna see if there's anything worthwhile in these repacks that I've seen out there at Walgreens. And there's also another portion that I wanted to show you guys today that I'll incorporate in the video. It's gonna be a separate kind of little add-on here, something that I dropped off today for a group submission here in Dallas, Texas, going over to PSA. 3 cars that I'm really excited. We'll see what can end up happening. And then also I'll show you things that I'm gonna send off PSA submissions. Also kind of the reasoning behind me picking up some of these cards. And then also another thing that I will end up doing is just give you some insights on some plays that I think you could make. And I think it's gonna be just from a small time investor's perspective of ways that you finding things that you could end up possibly flipping into making even more money, so you can just try to build up and get to in the upper echelon of cards. Because right now, paying like hundreds of thousands of dollars for Luka, Trae Young cards, things of that nature, might just be a little bit tough. But sometimes you just have to grind and scrap at the bottom and find those gems that you can send off to get graded. And if it's for like established players, and it won't really matter. I won't say it won't really matter, but for these established players whose careers are cemented, they'll be, surefire Hall of Fame type players. And so if you can find the right cards to send them off to get graded, hopefully we can fall in that PSA 9, PSA 10, give us a little bit of money, working capital, just turn that around and keep flipping it. So without further ado, let's get into the mail breaking. All right, everybody. So now, I got my setup right here. See it right here, got the phone right here, got my light providing. So I'm filming in the bird's eye view. So you're gonna see me go ahead and break these open. So one of the first things that I got in the mail today, I'm not exactly sure what this is. Let's go ahead and break it open. Get my handy dandy Olfa knife. Love this thing. Very comes in handy when I'm trying to break things open and just be really careful. One of the things I'm probably share some stories, but Olfa knife is something that has been how could I say it? Has been something that's been a history in a past life, past job. Used to tint windows. And ever since I've been introduced to using Olfa knives when we were tinting windows, it's something that we keep handy at the house and we use. And the thing about it is you can push the blades up, and then if you look on here, there's these sections. So what you can actually do is you can take the back. See this little back that I took out? There's a slot in there. If you put this slot in here, you can actually break those sections off and you're using now a sharper edge to that knife to cut stuff with. Just a little sidebar there, but let's break this open and let's see what we have in this pack. Oh man, where's this from? So this is from a guy that I follow on Facebook actually, and he does breaks, but then periodically he'll put some cards up for sale. And so whenever he puts the cards up for sale, I definitely like to see what he has. So let's look at this. So as you can see from the back of this, let me do something real quick. So yeah, you're gonna see me mainly just looking down. I'll look back at the camera every once in a while, just kind of show people, but you'll see me filming this top-down version as well. So let's go ahead and slide this in there. All right, so first up is a Kyler Murray Prism Draft Picks. This is a silver Prism card. Beautiful card. I know usually the big knock on rookie cards and draft pick cards are collectors are usually looking for individuals, the players in their actual NFL team uniforms. But the reason why I went ahead and picked this up is because Kyler Murray to me has a little bit of Russell Wilson vibes. And so if he can stay on that trajectory, then this card I think is going to become valuable. So this is a card that at some point I will look at getting graded. Him and D-Hop are playing pretty good right now this season. So definitely a card that I wanted to pick up from him. I can't remember how much I paid for this. Maybe like $3 or something like that. So these are some of the things that, as I talk about the plays that I'm looking for, is that, you know, if we're paying $3 for this card and we can end up sending this in the PSA and we can get back a PSA 10, PSA 9, I mean, $3 to $20 grading it, you know, hopefully we can end up flipping a card for like $80 to $100, something like that. It might be a little steep, but, you know, it just depends on what the market's demanding. So, I mean, you know, could be a nice little turnaround on this card. So definitely love that one. All right, next up, let's see what this one is. This is going to be Anthony Davis Select Concourse. And Select Concourse. This is definitely a beautiful card. Definitely a beautiful card. Once again, pick this up from my guy on Facebook. Centering looks like it's a little more right than left. Anthony Davis Select Concourse. Dope card, 1920. All right, next, what did we get? A Patrick Mahomes Prism Crusade card, Draft Picks Crusade. Definitely a nice card, like that. Once again, it's Patrick Mahomes in his college jersey, but once again, this is going to be, I think this is considered the orange parallel for this card. Can't really remember the name for sure. I'll make sure I put it down in the description. But definitely another one that I look at it like this. Patrick Mahomes stayed the same trajectory that he's on. So already got Super Bowl underneath his belt. Can only get better for him. So definitely a card that, worst comes to worst, it'll just be a good one to have in the PC. So I'm gonna stack these up. Football. All right, what we got next? Drew Lock Mosaic Pink Parallel, right? So this is gonna be a second year card for Drew Lock, right? And this is one that we're just really just taking a shot on it. You know, Drew Lock so far, I think he's not a bad player. I think he has some upside potential. So having his second year card is definitely not. Definitely, I think is a good card to have. Let me make sure I put that in the camera just right. So his mosaic pink parallel. All right, let's look at the next one. Oh, this is a guy that I'm gonna be big on. And excuse me, guys. I'm first time doing this, so I'm trying to make sure that I keep everything within even shot of the camera, right? This is a CeeDee Lamb mosaic base card. I'm really high on him. Not a big Cowboys fan, even though I live in Dallas, Texas, but still, I'm pretty big on him. It's a bummer what happened to Dak this year. Definitely think it has some potential growth there. And, you know, Dak had a pretty major injury, so saying that he's going to come back and be able to play next season, I don't know, and play at the level that he was at. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch, but this is a CeeDee Lamb mosaic rookie card, base card. Great. Dang, I didn't even realize he wears Michael Irvin's number. 88. Pretty cool. And then the next card, CeeDee Lamb again. But this is gonna be his mosaic pink parallel. So look at those two together right there. Just great looking cards. Just great looking cards, man. Yeah, and I picked these up. I forgot how much. I think all in all, I think I ended up paying around $50 for all these cards, $40-something for all these cards, somewhere in there, man. He usually runs pretty good deals. He's pretty negotiable with the deals that he gives. So definitely two cards that I wanted. These will definitely get sent in for grading at some point. So I'm definitely happy to have both of those. Like I said, I'm big on CeeDee Lamb. I think he has great upside, if you ask me. Great upside. All right, next, what do we got? This is just a Patrick Mahomes mosaic base card. Man, I just really wanted this card just to have personal pleasure. Like I said, I'm a person that I'm gonna be buying to invest, and then also buying to flip as well. But when I see some cards that I think are worthwhile having in the PC, and you know, I didn't have to go. It's one thing you're gonna learn about me is like me having a regular 9-to-5 Monday through Friday job. It's gonna be hard for me to go to Walmart and catch packs as they get restocked. So it's gonna be tough for me to hit packs to break here and stuff like that. So I'd much rather just buy cards that players that I actually like and like to see play. I think that they're pretty exciting. So just want to have in the PC, you know, nothing that we'll end up sending in for grade, nothing like crazy, nothing like that. All right, last one. Oh man, I forgot about this. So I picked up 3 CeeDee Lambs from him. Like I said, I am big on CeeDee Lamb, and so what we have here, we have, like I said, we have pink parallel, and then the 2 base cards, and then you have the alternate look on the base card. Like I said, I was really excited to get these 3. Really excited to get these 3. So like I said, these are ones that will end up getting sent off for grading, and hopefully good things can come from those. So that's first mail call there. And guys, don't roast me too much. Like I said, I'm just getting back into it. You know, like I said, I'll make the corrections as necessary in the description of the cards if I misspoke and said they're wrong, but I think I was fairly spot on. Okay. All right, next one. Next mail call. This isn't yet the one that I said that I was looking forward to showing off, but this is another one that I was looking forward to. There's one card in here, so I'm gonna cut right there. Offer knife good. And don't worry, I felt to see what the card was in the pack before I actually open this up. Okay. Let's see what this one is. More likely this one was off of an eBay purchase. Yes, it was. So here we have Nick Bosa rookie card, Obsidian rookie card. Looks like this is the green etch, and this is a 15 out of 25. So this is a serial number card. Can't really remember how much I picked this one up for, and you know, maybe I'll throw that on the screen. Maybe I'll just put them definitely in the description of how much I paid for it. But big on Nick Bosa, and this is where I'll let you know where my fandom lies, and I am a 49ers fan, so definitely looked at picking this one up for PC. And this one looks centering is just a little bit off, but this is a card that is in good condition, man. I mean, Nick Bosa, what can you say? He's just a beast. You know, 49ers really fell off the wagon this year as far as play, but I mean, what team hasn't had upside down years, given with the pandemic and COVID going on right now? I mean, hell, the Browns are 8-5 that I saw. Who would have saw that coming without OBJ playing? All right, let me kind of clean up the area a little bit, and let me get to the big one. So this is the one that I told you guys that I was excited to show off. And like I said, this is of a player that I really do like. I think he is exciting. I think right now his career is it's going to be altered a little bit, but then also besides that, his the team that he ended up going to, from the team that he came from, probably is going to give his wow, this guy really packed this in here good. Anyway, the team that he's with now is probably going to give his career, I don't know, it's going to be some ups and downs, definitely. Wow, this guy just really packed this in here. I appreciate that. I need to go give him some good feedback, because he really packed these in here good. I am super excited to have these cards, as we can see there. If anybody sees the back, that is a BGS case. And wow, this is my first time having a BGS case. Wow, they're crazy sturdy compared to a PSA case. I have a few PSA cards here. I don't know if PSA is getting done with a thinner card. I don't know, maybe I prefer that a little bit better. This case is really thick. I don't know. All right, so let's cover that up real quick, and then let's bust open the second one. Like I said, this seller is, I don't know, man, he's top notch. I'll say that much. Like I said, this is good. We're talking about flip perspective here. So these cards right here, these two cards, I think they're going to have some great potential later on down the road. But like I said, this player is going to have to come back strong and really healthy in order to realize those profits, right? So let me go ahead and hurry up. All right, rambling at this point. Okay, all right. As we see there, I don't know if you can see it, another BGS. So, oh, might have exposed what those were. Okay. All right, let's get this open. All right, so the first one that we have here, look at that card right there. There's a little bit of crack in the case, but that's not bad. We have Odell Beckham Jr., 2014 Topps Chrome X Factor. And a BGS 9.5. Definitely was excited to pick this card up. Like I said, I'll probably put the prices that I paid down in the description. But I thought it was a pretty good price for this card, given who Odell is. This is his X Factor card. And I can see why you get it on that centering. That centering is off. But anyway, definitely a card. This is his rookie card, so definitely a card that I wanted to add to the collection. And like I said, I think he has potential upside. We understand he had an ACL tear this year, but there's been plenty of players that have come back from ACLs and still being able to produce. So I definitely am looking forward for him to get back, because I think I got this at a pretty steal of a price. And if he can come back and ball out like we know he can, this might be some serious flip game money right there. Now, next one I'm really excited about. And so this is his 2014 Topps Chrome autograph. That's a Beckett 10 autograph and a 9.5 gem mint. This is so crazy to me. We get a 10 centering, 10 edges. The corners are a 9, and I can see exactly this corner right here where they end up getting that 9. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it without the light in it, but maybe you can see it right there. That corner is something. The surface is 9.5. Top certified autograph issue. Yeah. So there they are, man. These are just two good looking cards. Like I said, BGS 9.5. So like I said, if he can come back and ball out, we are good money. And this is an on-card auto too. So happy to have these. All right. So last but definitely not least, we're running kind of long in this video. Let's get to the repack hit. Now, this is from a company called the Fairfield Company out of Des Moines, Iowa, right? Is that Iowa? Yeah, IA's Iowa. Yeah, Iowa. I think ID would be Idaho. So IA, so out of Des Moines, Iowa, right? And this is an 80 card baseball pack, and they say 1 in 4 contain a hit. Bought a good few of these, so we're gonna see if we get anything on this very first one, and then we'll periodically be breaking these open. I'm just sitting on them right now. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure how many hits we're gonna have. Wow, the glue that they put on this sucker. Yeesh. All right, got it open. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. And bear with me, guys. Basketball and football are going to be my stronger suits. I know some baseball players. I probably knew it better when I was younger than I do now. I mean, heck, with playing games back in the day, I think I knew a lot more sports when I was younger. Hell, I think I knew soccer players, knew hockey players from playing hockey, playing hockey video games from EA Sports and stuff like that. So a lot of people that I knew. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. And these are a bunch of these are old cards. These are old cards. Okay. So let's see what we got. All right, guys. Well, that is definitely it. That was 80 cards. I was trying to go through that as quickly as possible as I could. So let me know how I did in the comment section. If you liked it. It's, just my first time out, man. So definitely appreciate you guys sticking with me on this one. Like I said, subscribe. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better and better. I'll show you off more things, and we'll look at some plays that I'm looking at out here. Just some small ones, and then we'll have some stuff that I'll break over from time to time. This is kind of rough getting through these 80, and now I'm just gonna have a bunch of cards. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do to get rid of them, or if I'm just gonna stack them up. But anyway, I appreciate it, guys. If you liked it, you want to follow on the journey, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. You can get notified when I post a new video. Peace. What's going on, YouTube? Now, in my first video, I mentioned that I was going to cut to this scene here, and I wanted to talk about these 3 Anthony Davis rookie cards. And the main reason for me cutting, as I mentioned in the main video, if you made it this far, was because these cards are being submitted through a group submission here in Dallas, where I'm located. Kind of local group that I'm going to submit through. And I wanted to show and kind of talk about what I saw with this card and why I think this card in particular is a good play, especially in the raw form that you can get it at, and kind of why I'm big on this card in particular, right? And so the reason why I was going to be sending it off today through a submission group, and I was recording my first video later, I really wanted to get this in here, so really want to talk about this. So let me kind of tell you, probably should have bought more of this card, but perfectly fine having these 3, just seeing how they go. So let me tell you the main thing that I was looking at with this card. So last year in the bubble, when they were in the playoffs and Lakers are making their push, I started looking at Anthony Davis, and I was like, okay, what are some cards out there? What are some cards out there that might be able to get some pretty good return on investment, right? So this card I saw out there, and I was like, man, this NBA Hoops card. Now we all know his Prism is normally where you want to go, but when we're talking about like doing small investments so you can stack some money and chip away and try to get into the bigger game, you got to look for these smaller plays right here, right? And another thing that you also want to look at, especially the strategy that I'm adopting is a smaller play strategy, is I'm trying to invest in kind of established players. So established from the standpoint of their career is not over with, right? They can still ascend, break records, win more championships, things like that. But players that are popular, have the skill set, people like them, and right now their cards are holding good value. So that's the kind of approach that I'm taking, because right now, you can get different variations of Anthony Davis's card, right? You can get different variations of his card that probably you can get some money from. You know what I'm saying? Another big thing that they talk about is also a strategy that I saw is like going after serial number cards. So if you go after serial number cards, and you can get, because serial number cards, there's a finite number of that card made, right? So for sure that if there's only 100 of that card made, and you get it graded and it comes back at 10, well, out of that 100, what if only 10 actually out of all 100 get graded, only 10 were able to make the PSA, make a gem mint 10 cut? That card's going to become valuable as well. It may not be as valuable as a Prism run off the bat card for Anthony Davis, but it can hold some value, man, to where, like, if you got that, if you get into that card for like $5-10 or something like that, even 20, 30, 40, get it graded, comes back a PSA 10, boom. Like, I don't see why you can't instantly be at $100 minimum for that card, or even more. So that's what brings me to this strategy. So at the time of the bubble playoffs, I saw this NBA Hoops card, and I saw that, you know, you could, on average, you could get this card in raw condition around 40, 60 bucks. Now, taking a gamble on getting them in and what kind of condition they were actually going to be in. But what I also saw that was very intriguing is that, and this is another play that I'm trying to make. I'm not looking at what is a PSA 10 value, because that's like shooting for the stars, and you'll just get defeated if you're just looking for PSA 10 right off the bat. You really need to be looking at what can a PSA 9 net you, right? Because if you can get the card, for, you know, if you can get the card for 30 bucks, something like that, 40, and you spend the money to get it graded, and it comes back a 9, and you can still, for that card, you can still end up getting like $150 in a 9 condition or more. That's not a bad play. To me, that's not a bad play, and that's what you need to be looking for, because it's all about getting the cards and stacking. Now, what we run up against, and we're hoping that BGS, PSA can actually help investors fix, is trying to get these cards graded quicker and back into their hands quicker, because there's so much that can happen. But then that also bodes back to my original point when I say established players, because if he's established, something happens injury-wise, I don't see his cards just falling necessarily off a cliff that bad per se. His prisms may still hold, but this NBA Hoops card could end up actually tanking if Anthony Davis were to get hurt, right? But at this present moment, like if a LeBron James gets hurt, he's good money, right? So you want to find players that their values can still hold, even through some catastrophe striking, I guess I would say. And so this Anthony Davis card potentially could be that. So like I said, what I saw that a 10 condition in this card was fetching around the bubble playoff times, was fetching around $400, $600. And it was almost half of that for PSA 9, somewhere a little bit lower, 150 is what I was seeing when I was checking just the sold prices. And, you know, that's kind of what got me interested. Like, you know what, let me go ahead and get this card. So that being said, let's look at the very first one. And this is the one that I'm going to submit anyway. Although I already know that, you see that right there? I'm shining the light. There's a dimple right there and another dimple right there. I'm going to get killed on surface on this card. Killed on surface. The corners still look good to me, and the edges still look good to me, and centering is not terrible on this card. I don't know if I'll be able to get a 9 out of it, but it's a card that I'm going to submit and just see what happens. I'm not terribly upset if I get this card back and it's less than a 9, and then that, you know, I have to sit on it for years or whatever. I'm not upset with that. I'm not upset with that. It could just be a longer term play, longer term investment. We don't know how Anthony Davis's career is going to shake out. It could shake out good, could shake out bad. It could be a card that I have for a long time, but hey, he's at least a champion. He's an all-star, and he's just flat out can ball. So I mean, I'm good if that card comes back less than a 9. I'm definitely good. But these are the two right here that I'm definitely hoping good things for. At minimum, I'm thinking a 9. So if you see here, all 3 of these cards, let me get this real quick. All 3 of these cards using this Grade Master centering tool that I got off of eBay, all 3 of these cards, their centering was pretty spot on and pretty good. That's one thing I was happy about. So this card right here, we shine this in the light surface, right? I think that was just something on the cards. Yeah. Okay. So we shine this in the light surface. Surface is good on this one. Centering to me on this card is good. Edges look good. Corners look good. We put this card over on the back. And you may ask, why am I handling these cards without any gloves on? I probably should be handling the gloves on, but it's all good. One thing that I try to make sure that I do is I try to make sure that before I start handling my cards, I wash my hands. So I kind of get any oils, lotions, anything off of my hands. And so that way it just becomes an easy wipe down before I put these back in the case and I drop them off today, right? So this one, I'm hoping good things on. I think, I feel confident. If nothing else, it comes back a 9. If it comes back a 10, that is happy. All right, and let's get the last one. Pick it up very carefully. And here's the last one. We'll shine this one in the light too. We'll shine this one in the light. No dimples, nothing obvious. Like I said, I looked at this underneath my magnifying glass as well, and I didn't see anything that was just terrible. Same thing here. Same thing here. Edges are good, corners look good, and the centering was pretty good on this card. So, like I said, I wanted to add this video in here because these cards were gonna get submitted today through a submission group, and I wasn't gonna have them to be able to talk to them on camera. And you know, it's gonna be a while before I get them back. Obviously, because of the potential values on these, I'm gonna pay, you know, the higher 20-day return fee to try to get these back quicker. Like I said, I would love to have these back before the season's over with. Definitely, if the Lakers make another push for a championship, because I think this card, even as fickle as it is, if you look at the values on this card in raw form, graded form, like this card has some peaks and some valleys. It's up and down. But I'm expecting some great things getting these cards graded. So like I said, I wanted to add this in here as an extra portion to the main video. I want to definitely thank you guys for watching, guys and girls. Sorry, I'm including everybody in the community. I want to definitely thank you for watching, and hopefully you can continue to join me on this journey. If you liked it, if you felt like you got some information from it, I'm just going to give out what I learned out there and what I'm seeing. Definitely hit that bell icon to get notified, but make sure, most importantly, if nothing else, just make sure that you subscribe to the channel, man. It's really going to help me as I go through this and showing you what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at, what I'm picking at. And it's not going to be all just sports cards. It's going to be a lot of sports cards. I have two passions, definitely sneakers and sports cards. So at some point, we're going to start incorporating some sneaker-related material in here as well. I got some ideas for that, some things that I think would be beneficial, especially if people aren't aware of some of the things that I'm seeing out there and looking. So definitely, hope you got some value from this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.